Alright, people, so you might be asking, why am I wearing safety glasses here? Well, I am because at Survivor Series, I pretty much guaranteed Roman Reigns would win. And he did not walk out of it. He did win, but he did not walk out of there with the championship. So then I decided to do some things because he didn't win. And one of those things is to wear safety glasses in a Monday Night Raw review. So that's why I'm wearing them. So let's get to the review of the show. And before I get into the review of this show, nobody's fucking there. There's no LESNAR. There's no Roman Reigns. And there's no Shane McMahon. So instead of building up to your three main matches, probably top three matches, not top three, there were some of your top matches at WrestleMania, you put a bunch of bullshit on this card, on this show, that doesn't mean shit really. So they can't build up to any of the matches at WrestleMania because there's nobody fucking there. So that was the main problem with tonight's show. So this is another problem with having part-timers. Having so many part-timers and so many old-timers in the main events. So to start the show off, we have Triple H and Dean Ambrose cutting a promo. Again, why are they cutting a promo? Because they're two people they're facing in their matches at WrestleMania aren't there tonight. So then they gotta cut a promo together. And it was like pointless. I mean, like, I'm sitting there like, what's the point of this promo? They're not facing each other. So they talk about, Triple H talks about how important authority is, and they talk about Fastlane, and it's really going nowhere, nowhere significant. Nothing significant is done here. Ambrose comes out there and he's like, oh, I want a match, and then Triple H is like, you just don't come out here and ask for a match and get it. And I'm kind of like, yeah, I mean, you just don't walk out there. Like, Ambrose is coming out there, oh, I want a championship. I'm like, what the fuck? You just walk out there and ask for a match. Just seems like it doesn't make any sense. And it was just pretty boring. I mean, nothing got done here except they scheduled a main event. Del Rio versus Ambrose. I mean, really? That's your fucking marquee matchup for your main event? Del Rio versus Ambrose. You gotta be kidding me with that main event. Then we have Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch ending in a draw. And I think this was actually the match of the night. There was some good technical wrestling in here. I mean, I'm not saying it was great or anything like that, but they had some good moves in there. It ended in a draw. So, I mean, who knows what they're going to do there at WrestleMania, but I thought there was some good moves in there. Well, wasn't disappointed for once with this match. So I'll give it 2.75 out of 5 stars. No big complaints here, really. But I do have a big complaint with this next match. You got the fucking Miz defeating Dolph Ziggler. The Miz, the guy who's rarely on Raw. And if he is, it's in a match nobody gives a damn about. The Miz defeating Dolph Ziggler. I mean, the Miz is a fucking jobber. Ziggler is about a step up from the Miz. So, I mean, it's not like this. I was kind of getting pissed. Oh, Ziggler lost the Miz. But, I mean, does it really matter? But I'm not pissed 100% either because we didn't get Ziggler versus Owens. High five, people. No Ziggler versus Owens. That was a positive. But, I mean, I can't get too pissed, because even if Ziggler goes out there and beats The Miz, why does it matter? It doesn't matter. I'm thinking about that. Why does it even matter? Because we both know Ziggler or Miz aren't going nowhere in this company. So, I mean, why even get mad about this shit anymore, So, yeah, a fucking jobber who is rarely on television beats The Miz. Who cares? Who cares? But it was a shitty fucking match. 0 out of 5 stars there. Just a short, boring match. Then Stephanie McMahon comes out and talks to cut a promo. She talks about Shane McMahon, and it doesn't really serve a purpose. Doesn't really serve anything. It's just Stephanie talking bullshit and talking about that award there, and it just wasn't too good. I'm tired of Stephanie McMahon promos. It's like get her off of television. She doesn't ever feud with anybody. She doesn't do anything of significance. She's just the boss's daughter. That's the only reason why she's on television all the time. So that was a pretty boring, pointless promo. Then we have Sheamus and Rusev defeating the Luchas in another boring fucking match. I mean, Sheamus and Rusev are both inferior wrestlers to the Luchas. And for the Luchas, I mean, they were just, again, it's hard to put on a good match with Sheamus and Rusev. In tag wrestling in WWE, I noticed even if they are good wrestlers in these tag matches, they're usually not that good for. Because it's just a majority of these tag matches are just one wrestler trying to tag in his partner, and he's in there for like 10 minutes, and he's getting rest holds put on him, or he's getting like boring moves put on him. So they're never good. And then sometimes it picks up for like the last minute, but then after that, it's like, wow, we just watched 10, 15 minutes of bullshit. So that 1 minute of good wrestling isn't gonna save the match. So this match just sucked. Yeah, it's 0.75 out of 5 stars. Then we get fucking Ryback. You can't even tell he's a fucking heel. You know why? You know, if you watch his entrance last week or before he was a heel, no reaction from the audience. You watch it this week, no reaction from the audience, people. And why the fuck, if he's a heel, is he facing heels? I don't get that. I do not get that at all. Or are the fucking, you know, the social outcast baby faces now? I'm very confused by this match. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But just again, stupid fucking match. I mean, you know, I'm just tired of these jobber matches. 0 out of 5 stars. Then we have Y2AJ defeating the New Day. Here we go again with another typical boring tag match, which wasn't that good. And you know, when you have tag matches too, there's not 2 wrestlers in there. They don't get to build up like any. Like if you get 2 wrestlers wrestling like a 15-minute match, they get to, you know, do a proper match and shit. But there's like multiple wrestlers. I noticed like they're not. You can't have just 2 wrestlers in there building up their chemistry for a, you know, good long match. It's like the wrestlers are always interchanging, so there's never any momentum built up in the match a lot. So I'm not really a huge fan of tag team wrestling, if you haven't figured that out by watching my videos. I rarely go on here and say a tag match is good. You know, I'm a fan of the New Day because they're entertaining. When it comes to like wrestling and tag teams, I'm not the biggest fan of tag team wrestling. So yeah, another fucking boring match here. You know, the New Day loses again. And like, I wasn't, by this loss in particular, I wasn't too mad about it because it's two good wrestlers. But it's like the New Day, it seems like they lose and win about half. You know, it's half and half balance. Like the tag champion should be winning probably 75% of the time, not 50. So I'll give that match a half star out of 5. Then we get a Vince McMahon Undertaker promo. I thought it was a pretty good promo here. You know, you have Undertaker coming back, which is always good to see the Undertaker there. That was cool to see him return and, you know, grab Vince by the throat there and say, the blood of your son is on your hands. Which I didn't, you know, that's kind of the confusing part about this feud, though. Is like Undertaker's wrestling for Vince McMahon. Like a face is wrestling for a heel. Kind of confusing there. And by Undertaker saying the blood of your son's on your hands, it's like, I thought, you know, Vince McMahon doesn't like his son. So it's kind of confusing there, too. I mean, it's kind of cool to see Undertaker back. And then at the end of the promo, you say, Vince says, like, oh, Shane's not my son anymore. He's a son of a bitch. That was an awesome fucking line there. Even though I despise Vince McMahon and his fucking creative mind and a horrible owner of this company, that was a good line there when he said, he's not my son, he's a son of a bitch. I like that. I like that a lot. So that was a good promo there. Then we have Bubba Ray defeating one of the Usos. Does it really matter which one they are because they both are fucking horrible? One of the Usos, yeah, that's what I say. One of the, you know, you can't even tell them apart. So, a boring fucking match here. You know, I see a lot of people might say, oh, let's do Uso versus Uso. But you can't do that because they both look the same. So it's like, if one person wants to root for Jay and one person wants to root for Jimmy, you can't fucking tell them apart. You can't, I mean, I'm serious though. You can't be watching the match and say, oh, yay, Jay just hit him with a super kick. You can't do that because you can't tell them apart. I can never tell them apart. You know, the only way I tell them apart is I say they both fucking suck, so you don't have to tell them apart. If that makes any sense for you people. I don't tell them apart. I said I did tell them apart, but I don't tell them apart because they just both fucking suck. That's all you gotta say. So that was a boring fucking match. I said when the Dudleys returned, I was one of the first probably, or I don't know if one of the first, but I said shortly after they returned. they're not going to be any good because this is a PG WWE, and they're not good wrestlers. They're not good wrestlers. They're not really that good of wrestlers, are they? I mean, you watch them wrestle, and it's like, it's just pretty boring wrestlers. So this was a boring fucking match. I'll give it 0 out of 5 stars. Oh yeah, the Dudleys are like, we're not going to use any tables, but then Dudley, one of they pull out a table. It's like, what? What? Again, there's no fucking sense here in this company. But like I said, the Dudleys were never going to be good in this day and age. I said again, it's PG WWE. They're not going to cut any good promos in PG. I said that a long time ago. And on top of that, I've been saying for quite a while, they're not good wrestlers. Then we get Big Show defeating Kevin Owens. You got to be kidding me. You got Big Show on the Stone Cold podcast. So yeah, I put over a younger talent. That's why I'm still here. Everybody's complaining about me, but I put over those younger guys. Haha, yeah, you really do, huh, Big Show? You get a fucking 450-pound piece of shit Big Show, who should be fucking retired like 10 years ago, beating one of your top talents on the card, up-and-comers, in Kevin Owens. Really, the fucking match pissed me off. Just want to fucking, do something about the shit of this company, how shitty this company is, but I don't know what to fucking do. I'm not going to stop watching. The only thing I could do is go on YouTube and rant to a few hundred people who watch this Raw review, but yeah, why isn't Big Show losing to Owens? And some people might say, oh, he lost on SmackDown. I don't give a fucking shit about SmackDown. Nobody fucking watches that show. So yeah, that match pissed me the fuck off. Definitely 0 out of 5 stars. Then we have Naomi defeating Brie Bella. Oh, Brie mode. Yeah, Daniel and fucking Nikki, they're doing great. Oh my god, she's the fucking most annoying diva I've ever. I was watching her backstage promo. It's like, I wanted to throw up. I mean, I get she's a babyface, but she just sounds so generic and boring. Pisses me off. So the match, Naomi defeating Brie Bella, wasn't that good. Who the fuck cares, Give it a 0.5 star out of 5. Just a pointless fucking Divas match. Then we get the main event. Del Rio and Ambrose ends in a disqualification. The match wasn't that good, really. I mean, it was just Del Rio attacking Ambrose's shoulder the whole time. Pretty much. It's just, and then Ambrose comes back at the end, predictably comes back at the end to try to win, but then Triple H comes out, gets attacked by the League of Jobbers, and that's it. And then Triple H just gives him a fucking, I don't get that. Triple H just gives him a fucking title match, I guess it's alright though, because at least we have a champion who actually wants to fucking fight. Before you had fucking Seth Rollins, who was fucking pussy running away from everything. At least Triple H wants to fight, you could say that. I don't think he should be champion, but at least he's, that's the thing, Seth Rollins can never beat up Roman Reigns. Even with like fucking 5,000 people on his team, Roman Reigns would come out and just beat him up and beat up 3 other people at the same time. Now you got Triple H, the champion, he's the one beating up Roman Reigns. It's like, they should have done that with Rollins. Should have done that with fucking Seth Rollins. I got his t-shirt on. But at least we have a guy who actually is acting somewhat like a champion, I guess you could say. But so he beats up Reigns last week, beats up Ambrose this week, which I wish they would have fucking put, it looked like he was gonna pedigree him through the table. Why didn't he pedigree him through the table? He just walks away. Like, I wish he would have pedigreed him through the table, but I mean, it was an okay brawl, I guess. There, for some fucking reason, he just throws Byron Saxton. Like, it was an alright moment, but I just didn't get what that was supposed to accomplish. He throws Byron Saxton for no reason. Like, okay. So, yeah, I guess that was an alright way to end Raw, but the match sucked. The brawl there at the end and the promo were, I guess, decent, maybe. I mean, it was kind of funny when Ambrose said, hey, Triple H, thanks, and then he gets beat up, but Still, I didn't feel that that was a great way to go out for Raw, mainly because of that horrible fucking main event. But, I mean, overall, let's look at the show overall. Overall, not a good show. Not a good show at all. You had a decent Divas match and a good Undertaker Vince promo. But like I said, no Brock, no Roman, and no Shane McMahon. So they did not build any of the WrestleMania matches up. Instead, they were focusing on shit like, let me see this, focusing on shit like Naomi defeating Brie Bella, or, you know, Bubba Ray versus one of the Usos, or fucking Miz versus Ziggler, matches that don't mean anything. Oh, Big Show defeating Kevin Owens. Fucking get the fuck out of here with the big shit. So there you go, people. There's your Raw review. I'll give the show like a 1.75 out of 10 stars. Not a good show tonight. They gotta fucking start building up to these fucking WrestleMania matches, because we know by watching WWE for the past few years that WWE does not build up to pay-per-view matches. They fucking do nothing to build up to matches. So they better fucking do it this time. Better fucking build up to these matches, because they deserve to be built up to. They got some big names in them. They better build them up right, because they're running out of time. So there you go, people. There's your Raw review.